Good day, everyone. My name is Kim Brian Diaz. I'm the Red Cross Youth Chapter Youth Council past president of 2014 to 2016. So for me, Itatak RCY Iloilo Dream Team is Red Cross youth leaders who are willing and compassionate about their work and knows how to properly communicate what they feel with their fellow or their colleagues. So, for me, as the past president of 2014 to 2016, one of our biggest achievements is the fifth Red Cross Youth Summer Camp. And I think it was one of the biggest that we had. And I really do admire the team that we have made in that summer camp. And there are many things that we would like the RCY leaders to achieve with the uh, the services that we offer. I know that this past few years is a very difficult year for volunteers, but hand in hand, we could deliver our utmost abilities if we are compassionate about it. What is the tatak of my batch that makes us stand out and remembered? I think my batch of CYC is still very active up to now. Um, we are the batch that are service oriented. I think that's the biggest attack that we have. Having our strong bond as chapter youth council officers. And up until now, we see each other, we talk, we have future plans to contribute to our Red Cross youth, especially you, the younger generation. So, we, as a batch, we really lift others through the Red Cross services as of the moment. So, how would I define Tatak RCY Iloilo? Um, when we say Tatak, it's a stamp of approval or a big stamp that you are a product of this council or this chapter. So, a true Ilonggo Red Cross, Red Crosser or Red Cross youth is one who would stand out in a crowd, one who will be willing to do volunteer work even if hindi na kilanglan, even if hindi siya kilanglan, I mean. And even if there are obstacles that we need to encounter. So that for me, the resilience, the ingenuity, the willingness of a youth volunteer, especially from Iloilo, is very prominent in the whole Philippines. So that is the tatak of the Red Cross youth here in Iloilo. So, what unforgettable experience in the Red Cross youth that gave me the greatest impact? In our time, we had this Bagani or Hero or Baganihan project, which is we just formulated it through talks that why don't we give school supplies to our less fortunate brothers and sisters in Bagani. So it came to fruition, and the thing that impacted me the most with that experience is that I know that we all come from from different um, settings or different walks of life, but the youth is very active. biskan sa kawala, biskan sa little that we have, we are ready to give. I think nakibot kami sa turnout sang books, sang school supplies niya na-produce namon. And the smiles on the children's faces was very, very memorable. So, hindi ugit na siya malipatayan. Because I really think that even the smallest things that we could do and the smallest things that we could give are the best things that other people could receive. And I think that was also one of the most important lessons that I learned from the Red Cross Youth. I know I entered the Red Cross Youth quite late. Not unlike you, um, high school, college. I was already a professional when I entered the Red Cross Youth. But the turnaround for me is having that glimmers of hope that we could give to the youth. Iba. Iba yung impact na pwedeng mabigay ng isang peer sa kapwa niya. So, iba yung the smallest little things is a ripple effect, actually. It passes on. So, pag may nagawa kang tama, and yung ginawan mo ng tama is gagawa din ng tama. And everything will just fall into place. As the past president, what is your greatest contribution in the whole Red Cross Youth Iloilo? I think my contribution is holding my chapter youth council together. I think we cannot achieve most of our plans when we were still in the position if it weren't for the camaraderie and the quick thinking and always those subtle moments and subtle jokes that we have. So I think for me, as their president, um, I keep them intact. I keep them in place so that we could give our Red Cross youth the fullest of our abilities. We give programs and projects to the extent of our holistic approach as a whole CYC. So I think that for me is one of my greatest contribution for everyone. So what experiences in the organization that had the biggest influence on you, influencing your future encounters as a leader? Um, for me, I think it's being part as a president. You are already mandated to be a part of the board of directors of the Iloilo chapter or any chapter. So for me, one of the greatest or the biggest influences that I have are the board of directors. They are true mentors for me. And I think without them, I couldn't have stayed that long in the organization. It's always those little moments nga ginapabalo ka nila that you're part of the group and that you're part of this whole big family. And biskan amo na sila ka prominent in society, they still keep in touch with you. They still ask you for your guidance with the youth and everything. So I think that for me, the humility in what they do is one of the greatest influences that I could share or bestow to other future leaders. We're just here. We want to listen to you. We could give you advices. So um, it's a good opportunity that you could talk with us. So, how were you able to delegate responsibilities more efficiently? Um, as sabi ko nga kanina, I glue my CYC together. So I think that is one of the most efficient thing to be part of, or to be the leader of your group. Because if you cannot understand where they are or what they're feeling or kung saan sila lulugar, um, you cannot give or delegate responsibilities efficiently and effectively. Um, you need to know the strengths and weaknesses of your group. You need to balance it out. So if one is good here, challenge him or her into something that he or she feels comfortable with. And then look at the output. If not, change it. There's no pressure. We don't give any pressure to our young leaders. Because as youth, we still have the tendency to grow as a person. So you need to hone your abilities to the best that you can while in the organization. And I always tell them to ask if hindi sila comfortable, tell. It's a good line of communication. That's the efficiency in delegating tasks. So, um, mas nami kung there's just one command or there's just one direction into every task that you will be doing. Can you tell us about a time when you solved a problem for your colleagues when you were still a CYC, and how did you manage to deal it? Many could attest that I seldom give final decisions in Sigida. I always ask their opinions about it. If this is an activity or a task, medyo madugay ang process. But it's not an emergency. So, if if given a chance, you need to listen to your peers. You need to listen to your counsel. You need to listen to your advisors. You need to listen to other people in order for you to solve problems. Okay, if you impose something or you impose something, there's a resistance, diba? So, if you're the president, or if you will become the RCY president, um, or any president for that matter, ask your council. Kung hindi mo kaya or hindi kaya sang CYC, ask the co-op. Ask the other presidents, oh, how would you feel if we do this? Or how would you feel if we do that? And then make terms. Meet them in the middle. Because if you will impose what you feel or what you think is right, others may think otherwise. So you need to have that broader concept or broader perspective of everything that's happening to you. What is the one thing you do not want to change in RCY Iloilo for the years to come? And what changes are you most excited about? And why? One thing that I don't want the RCY Iloilo to change in a few years is the limited exposure to one another. Hindi nga exposure sa media or anything. To one another. I think I think the past generations of youth leaders have one thing in common. They know each other, they see each other, they um, they feel safe when they're together. So I think one thing that I don't want the RCY Iloilo to change is the distance that would that this pandemic would do or other activities would do. So if there is a chance to gather together in one place, do it. Socialize, make friends from someone in the fifth district or the first district, because you will never see these people again in a few years, and then you would, oh, I miss this person. I would contact this person and all. It's the socializing of the youth. Now you will really see the difference between others and your life, and it's life changing. So to follow up with that question, what changes are you most excited about? If we only have the time to, I think kamugid siguro maka-benefit to experience the new Red Cross building. So if that comes into fruition, um, and you will have another safe space for you to gather, do it. I mean, socialize. I didn't say na matulog ka muda, overnight ka muda, you hang out there. You just hang out there. And, uy, manang, ari ka di kali. Uy, manong, ari ka di kali. Ano mabulig ko? What can I do to help? Or those stuff. Because dira man lang kamo makilitanay. Dira man lang kamo mag-meet together. So, it's a good opportunity for you to communicate, socialize, and be one with your peers. It's a good, healthy, safe space. And lastly, in what aspects do you think schools and community councils can improve so that they can contribute to a larger collective impact? Yes. Um, I really think that schools and community councils have a better opportunity if we all could uplift not just the Red Cross youth, not just these activities or other activities of the youth, but to uplift also our services. Because, especially in the community or even in the school setting, once you become a Red Cross youth, um, you could bring first aid into your school or into your community. You can have disaster preparedness uh, um, plans or drills that you could impart, um, blood programs, health programs that you could impart, not just sticking to what the youth could do, but what could the youth contribute to the larger population. Paano magiging impactful ang youth um, to the larger scale. And I think Red Cross Youth is one of the organizations that would really be helpful, because unlike the other youth organizations that do humanitarian work, we do specific humanitarian works, and we have guidelines, and we have projects, and we could communicate this through a bigger platform. That's one of the advantages of the Red Cross Youth. So I think we could improve more if we give more of our services to the community, to our school, and to the youth in general. So happy Red Cross Youth Month, and for the next batch of Chapter Youth Council officers, an advance congratulations. And to the Chapter Youth Council officers now, and especially to our Chapter Youth Council President, Director Inri Dominic Flores, a very, very, very heartfelt congratulations to all of you for going above and beyond the 2 years of your term. Because I know nabutangin ka mo sa alang-alang, and I know that um, the service delivery in your time was so difficult, but you still finished it with flying colors. So I'm really happy to partake in this event, and hopefully that I could see you all again soon. Um, I just wish everyone a happy Red Cross Youth Month. Thank you and good morning.